Broadcasting live from the Meridix VOBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network. As GNASH Hockey is back after what turned out to be 1 week break. I'll talk more about that in a bit, but I hope your turkey, your ham, whatever meat you had for Thanksgiving was moist. And I hope whatever time you got to spend with family you don't see very often was valuable. But we are back for to kick off the last 3 weeks of GNASH Hockey in the calendar year of 2025. We've got games for the next 3 weeks, and then the 2-week holiday break, and then we jump into the home stretch in January. We've had one game complete tonight, so we've now got just 57 games left in the regular season. And it's 24 days until Christmas. You got 23 shopping days left to get that perfect gift. A few teams will be looking for some gifts in the form of Preds Cup berths, staying in GNASH Cup contention, getting down to the nitty-gritty as we slowly get to the end. All right. It's been a couple weeks since we've been in the air, so we got to go over all the scores from the week before Thanksgiving, plus give you the one from tonight. So on November 17th, Mount Juliet Wilson Central, Lebanon beat Brentwood BAUSN 4-2. Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian beat the Tennessee Outlaws 6-3. Montgomery Bell and Nolensville finished in a 3-3 tie. Ravenwood beat Father Ryan 9-5. Page Summit beat Rutherford Rampage also 9-5 in a wild 6-6 tie between Hendersonville Beach Lawson and Ensworth Lipscomb CPA. Again, Ensworth were up 4-1 after one, scored twice early in the second to go up 6-1, and Hendersonville came all the way back. And they tied the game with 7.5 minutes left, and somehow nobody scored a game winner in those last 7.5 minutes. Anyway, Wednesday, November 19th, Franklin beat the Clarksville Kings 6-1. And Independent Centennial and JP2 McKay GCS finished in a 4-4 tie. Independent Centennial, for the second time, having to tie a game in the last minute. Nick Kloss scoring the game-tying goal a couple weeks ago. And the first final of tonight in the books, Ensworth Lipscomb CPA beat Brentwood BAUSN 6-0. And tonight is a big night. So let's go over the standings with that Brentwood Ensworth game in the books. Ravenwood atop the GNASH table at 7-0-1, 7 wins and a tie. Station Camp perfect 7-0-0 record. Franklin and Page Summit both 5-2-1. Father Ryan 5-3-0. MBA and Nolensville both 4-2-2. Hendersonville Beach Lawson 4-3-1. Ensworth Lipscomb CPA after the win tonight now 3-3-1. The Clarksville Kings 3-5-0. Indy Centennial 2-4-2. The Outlaws 2-5-1. Mount Juliet 2-7-0. JP2 McKay GCS 1-4-2. The Rampage 1-6-1 and Brentwood BAUSN 0-7-1. Here's the rest of tonight's games coming up in a few minutes. Here on Rink A at Centennial, Page Summit taking on Nolensville. It's senior night for the Knights, first senior night ceremony of the season. Also at 6:30 on the Terry Crisp Ring in Bellevue, Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian taking on Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon. 7:40 over on Rink B here at Centennial, Ravenwood taking on Indy. 8:15 here on Rink A at Centennial, Rampage taking on Franklin. And also at 8:15 on the Crisp Ring in Bellevue, JP2 taking on MBA. So, 3 teams can be eliminated from contention for the GNASH Cup regular season championship tonight. That loss for Brentwood now means they are out. If Station Camp beat Mount Juliet or Ravenwood beat Indy, whichever one of those comes first. What are all the scenarios I listed out in the newsletter? I listed out a whole bunch. Because remember, Station Camp are perfect and Ravenwood are unbeaten. So whatever one of those two does positively for them affects everybody else or affects these 3 teams. Okay. So Brentwood are eliminated if they lose or tie with Ensworth. They lost Ensworth. And Station Camp beat Mount Juliet or Ravenwood defeat Indy, whichever comes first, or Brentwood lose to Ensworth and Ravenwood tie with Independence. So Brentwood are on the verge of being knocked out of the GNASH Cup race. Mount Juliet will be eliminated from GNASH Cup contention if they lose to or tie with Station Camp. Or should they win that game, Ravenwood beating Independence. And the Rampage will be knocked out if Ravenwood beat Indy before the Rampage's game with Franklin finishes, or if Ravenwood lose, the Rampage lose to Franklin, or both games end in a tie, or Station Camp defeat Mount Juliet and the Rampage lose to or tie with Franklin, or Station Camp tie with Mount Juliet and the Rampage lose to Franklin. Yeah, it's a lot. Senior night ceremony for Nolensville underway. All right, let's talk about the two teams playing our featured game tonight. First up, Page Summit, coached by Greg Sowers, coming into tonight's game 5-2-1. They're on a 4-game winning streak. As we look at the results of their last 5 games. Lost 2-1 to Station Camp on October 20th, but then they kicked off their 4-game winning streak. October 21st, they beat Brentwood 5-1. Come from behind win against Hendersonville 5-3 on November 3rd. 5-1 win over Ensworth on November 10th. And the 9-5 win over Rutherford on November the 17th. So let's look at their stats coming into tonight's game. Hudson Halters and Braden Owen, each with 13 points. Halters with 13 points from 9 goals and 4 assists. Owen, 4 goals and 9 assists. Madden Chandler, 12 points from 5 goals and 7 assists. Hunter Haley and Aiden Meyer, each with 7 points from 3 goals and 4 assists. Aiden Garner, 5 points from 3 goals and 2 assists. Liam Garner, 5 points from 2 goals and 3 assists. Conley Meeks, 4 points all from goals. Tyler Bell, 4 points from 2 goals and 2 assists. Reeve Gable, 3 points from 2 goals and an assist. Elijah Selby, 3 points all from assists. Landon Ellis, 2 points from assists. Jonah Ferguson and Aiden Mills, each with a point from a goal, and Ryan Ellis is a point from an assist. Let's go down to goalie play. Justin Yanuchili has played in 6 games. 5 of those were starts. His record is 4-1-0. He's played 243 minutes. No shutouts. He's allowed 13 goals on 132 shots, turned away the other 119. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .902. His goals against average is 2.25. Brady Tessier has played in 3 games. All of them were starts. His record 1-1-1. He's played 90 minutes. Goals against average of 6.07. No shutouts. He's allowed 13 goals and 54 shots, turned away the other 41. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .759. Let's move on to Nolensville, coached by Ty Johns. Again, senior night for the Knights. They have, I think, 5 seniors to honor this evening. And 4-2-2 coming into tonight. Let's look at their last 5 games. Dating back to October 20th when they beat Franklin 4-2. Then a week later, October 27th, their first loss of the season, lost to Father Ryan 4-0. Then a week later, November 3rd, the 7-4 loss to Station Camp, where Bingston Soundara was out of town. And then they beat Mount Juliet 8-6 on November 12th. Bingston Soundara didn't play that game either. First win for Isaac Wank as a GNASH goalie. And then the 3-3 tie with NBA back on November 17th. So here are their stats coming into tonight. If the page will come up. All right. Charlie Bonnert is the team's leading scorer. He has 14 points from 9 goals and 5 assists. Spencer Kern, 11 points from 6 goals and 5 assists. Henry Cravens, 10 points from 5 goals and 5 assists. Logan Campbell and Jackson Malleus Mary, each with 6 points from 3 goals and 3 assists. Heath Udy, 5 points from a goal and 4 assists. Thomas Renegar, 3 points from 2 goals and an assist. Carson Raganchik, 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Emmett Zakos, 2 points from a goal and an assist. Grant Phelps and Hank Prosser, each with a point from an assist. Nearly everybody but Ben Campbell has played in more than the minimum 5 games required to take part in the postseason. Ben Campbell has played in just 3 games. But everyone else has played, all the other skaters have played in 7 or 8. Let's move on to goalie play. Of course, Bingston Soundara, the big gun. He's played in 6 games. All of them were starts. His record 3-1-1. He's played 222 minutes. Goals against average of 2.08. No shutouts. He's allowed 11 goals on 141 shots. Turned away the other 130. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .922. Isaac Wank has played in 4 games. 2 of those were starts. The starts were the Station Camp game and the Mount Juliet game. The other 2 games he appeared in were the Outlaws game and the Father Ryan game, where he took over from Soundara after Soundara had been injured in a collision. Wank's record is 1-1-1. He's played 113 minutes, goals against average of 6.32, no shutouts. He's allowed 17 goals and 70 shots. 17 goals and 70 shots, turned away the other 53. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .757. And there you have it, as we've got just over a minute left in the pregame warm-up. Again, that was the first senior night ceremony of the season, and it's the only one scheduled for this week. There are a few scheduled in December, but most of them are going to be next month in January. There's one team, I'm not sure when. There are 2. Franklin, and I don't know who else. Their senior night is not noted on the GNASH schedule, although I did ask the Franklin Instagram admin, and they said their senior night ceremony will be December 15th. So that's one. Again, I'm not sure who the other is. I have to look through and see who I don't have or who's not listed. Because I'm going to make a list and make a list, screenshot, and then put it on social media. Gotta find the. About to pull my soundboard off there. Gotta pull up. There we go. There's the Station Camp Mount Juliet game again. Station Camp already up 1-0. McLean Gregory scoring just over 2 minutes in. Yeah, I think Station Camp are still going to be perfect after tonight. Now Wednesday, we've got their game Wednesday against Father Ryan. I don't know if they'll still be perfect at the end of that. But yeah, if Station can't win that game, Brentwood and Mount Juliet are both out of GNASH Cup contention. Ready to go with the start of this one. Bingston Soundara going to start in goal for Nolensville. Justin Yanuchili going to start in goal for Page Summit for this first period. Nolensville will carry the puck from my left to right. Page from my right to left. This is a must-win game for either team's realistic GNASH Cup hopes to stay alive. I don't know if 3 losses will win the trophy. And right off the draw, the puck comes on the Nolensville goal, and Soundara has to turn it away. Jackson Malleus-Mayer far side at center. Puck slides off his stick into the Page zone. It's quickly cleared out, but then intercepted at center by Spencer Kern. Hits it, banks it off the near boards, but it comes to Aiden Garner. And now here's Madden Chandler into the Nolensville zone, passing it off on the right wing, and a shot stopped and covered up by Soundara. He pulls in the rebound. Aiden Myers shooting from right up against the boards. And that took the first 30 seconds off the clock. Draw is going to be to the left of Soundara. One by Page. Nolensville try to clear out of the zone, and unable to keep it alive at the right point was Jonah Ferguson. And then Nolensville unable to take it into the Page end. Here's Meyer in the Nolensville end, trying to pass the slot, and Chandler. That's broken up by Ben Campbell. Charlie Bonnert with it now, carry it out to center, backhand it to the middle lane, and Henry Cravens, who enters the Page zone on the left wing side, whiffs on a shot attempt. He had a Page defender on him, and now the puck loose at center, picked up by Chandler, brought into the Nolensville zone, and his shot from the high slot stopped by Soundara. Hank Prosser carries it out to center as it's swiped by Hudson Halters. Brought back into the Nolensville zone, poked off his stick. Chandler trailing, picking it up. Top of the right circle. Carrying it down the right wing boards, gets off an odd angle shot, stopped by Soundara. Halters whiffing on the rebound. Heath Hudi dumping the puck into the Page zone from center. Then comes to the bench for a change. Puck on the far boards. Nolensville trying to get something going offensively early here, but it's been Page who have dominated possession, and they have the puck again. Jonah Ferguson brings it to center on the near side. Passes ahead to Hunter Haley. Haley, backhanded dump into the Nolensville zone. It's behind the net. Soundara out to play it. Oh, and he nearly turns it over behind his own net. Trying to put it out in front to no avail was Haley. Now Haley with an on-angle shot in the right half wall, blocked. And the puck will be carried out to center by Logan Campbell. It's back in the Page zone, but taken by the Spartriots. Here's Braden Owen, right wing side of the Nolensville zone. Trying to get away from him at Zakos. Puck in the right wing corner. Zakos with it. Trying to back it up the wall. It's held in at the right point and slapped back down low by Elijah Selby. Past the slot. Oh, and the shot off the stick of Annie Cravens and over the net. Annie Cravens put her stick down and the shot deflected and went over the net. Great defense by the younger Cravens. Carson Roganchik clears the puck out, but right to Braden Owen, who takes a shot on goal from behind the blue line. Stopped by Soundara. And here is Emmett Zakos. Carrying it to center. Sending it up the far side. Back into the Page zone. Puck carried around the back of the net by Judah Campbell, but he has it taken away. And Page are going to end up icing it. Oh, well, they're saying he did get off a shot that was stopped by Yanu Chile, so a shot on the goal, or a shot on goal on the board finally for Nolensville. Nearly 3 minutes in, 11:02 to go in the first. No goals on the board. But Page have been dominating puck possession here in the first 3 minutes. Draws to the right of Yanu Chile. One by Page. They're trying to get it out of the zone. It's held in on the far boards by Nolensville. Puck sent around to the near side, and it'll be brought out to center. Tyler Bell trying to pass it ahead to Landon Ellis. Went off some Nolensville skates into the Nolensville zone, and there was an offside warning against Page for a second. It's now been canceled out as the Page players touched up. And Bell picks up the loose puck at the right point, tries to backhand it down the wall, intercepted and cleared out by Henry Cravens. Now here's Carson Roganchik, having it poked off his stick as he crosses the Page blue line. Here's Ryan Ellis in the right wing corner. Falls over. Puck coming up the slot, and it's going to be taken out to center by Landon Ellis. Gets away from him, goes into the Nolensville zone. He'll go to the bench for a change. Heath Hudi coming up to the Page blue line. Had it poked off his stick for a second. Manages to dump it in the zone. Now here's Madden Chandler, flipping it out to center. Comes right to Ben Campbell inside the Nolensville zone. He quickly clears it out. Still near the Nolensville blue line. Now it's brought back in by Madden Chandler. Chandler on the right wing gets run into by Ben Campbell, and the puck cleared out by Charlie Bonnert, kept away from Aiden Meyer. Puck back in the Page zone. Banked hard off the near boards and out to center. Aiden Meyer, left wing side of the Nolensville zone. Leaves it above the top of the right circle, top of the left circle. Madden Chandler passing across, and a shot from Aiden Garner. Deflected off a stick, went across the front of the net, but Soundara dove out and dislodged the net at the left-hand post. 9:23 to go in the first. Still no goals on the board. Draws to the right of Soundara. One by Page. Jonah Ferguson, top of the right circle with a shot. Stopped by Soundara. He knocks the rebound out of the crease. Hit him in the chest or hit him in the stomach and landed to his right. He was able to get it out of there. Now Spencer Kern into the Page zone on the left wing side. Had the puck knocked off his stick in the back check by Garner, Aiden Garner. Now the puck's out at center. Picked up by Reeve Gable. Drop back to Aiden Meyer, trying to drop it up to the left point, and Chandler passes it down the left wing, intercepted by Logan Campbell and cleared out to center. Here's Spencer Kern. Back into the Page zone on the left wing side, up against the boards. Goes around the back of the net, still has the puck. Comes out to the right wing side and tried to backhand it over, and tried to backhand it up to the blue line, intercepted by Madden Chandler, who couldn't get it out of the zone. Now it's cleared out by Page. On the far side at center with it is Aiden Meyer. Brings it back into the Nolensville zone. Cannot chip it around Henry Cravens. Cravens carrying the puck past the red line. Tried to pass it over to the far side. Went off of Colin Breedlove into the Page zone where it came to a Page defender who cleared it out. Now Annie Cravens at center. Carrying it back into his own zone. Got shouldered down by Hunter Haley. But big brother Henry there on the back check to poke the puck away from Haley. Puck cleared out by Nolensville. Back into the Page zone, Nathan Baldwin. Passing it out to center, but right under the stick of Carson Roganchik, who jumps it into the Page zone. It's cleared out quickly. Now there's a foot race for it. It's inside the Nolensville zone. Annie Cravens putting the body in front of Hudson Halters, keeping him away from the puck. It's now in the left wing corner. Oh, Henry Cravens whiffs on it. Braden Owen with it in the left circle, whiffs on a shot attempt. And Annie Cravens, Judah Campbell brings it out to center, backhands it back into the Page zone. Here's Spencer Kern. Around the back of the net. And puck given away to Page. Oh, could be a 2-on-1. Hunter Haley is going to be racing to the front of the Nolensville net. His shot, score! Hunter Haley picked up the loose puck. Carried it through center on the near side. Moved in on goal and shoots it in past the blocker of Soundara. And it is 1-0 Page Summit with 7:11 to go in the first. Nolensville will win the draw, but Jackson Malleus-Mayer fumbled the puck approaching the blue line, and he went in ahead of it and then touched it up. So new draw on the dot in front of the Page bench, won by Nolensville. And it is in the Page zone. And, puck in front. Player of the left-hand side of the net wide open. He whiffed on it. It was Heath Hudi. Whiffed on it and fell over. Now here are Page trying to bring it out of the zone again, and they do. Emmett Zakos trying to send it back up the far boards. Jackson Malleus-Mayer from atop the red line dumps it back into the Page zone, so no icing. And now Malleus-Mayer trying to carry it down the left wing. Oh! And there was a shot from in tight at the right-hand side of the net. Went off of Janu Chile up into the air. Not sure who that was. It may have been Thomas Renegar. Net slightly came dislodged. Enough for the whistle to be blown. 6:26 to go in the first. 1-0 Page. Draw is going to be to the right of, no, it's going to be to the right. Draw one by Nolensville. Page player dropped his stick as Henry Cravens gets off a shot in the right point that's gloved and held on to by Janu Chile. I think it may have been Camden Mullen who dropped his stick. Draw to the left of Janu Chile again. One by Nolensville. Henry Cravens right point. Shot stopped by Janu Chile. Rebound cleared away from the net by Elijah Selby, but Nolensville will come up with it again. Here's Cravens shooting from the center point. Misses the net to the right of Janu Chile. And they get it back to Cravens, this time at the right point. Made a Page defender fall over, but then he loses the puck and gives it away. And now back the other way come the Spartriots. Aiden Gardner, left wing side of the Nolensville zone, a shot in the slot. Off the stick of, I think, Cravens into the netting above the glass. It was either Cravens or Logan Campbell. 5:55 to go in the first, still 1-0 Page. Draw to the right of Soundara. Won by Nolensville. Cravens clearing it out of the zone up the near side. This will be an icing, I think. No, they wave it off. Spencer Kern and Logan Campbell were tied up against the boards. I guess that's why they waved off the icing, because they could have played it. Hudson Halters now going to the front of the, score! The puck was loose right in the middle of the ice at the blue line. The Nolensville blue line. Hudson Halters grabs it, carries it down the slot, and fires it into the top corner on the left-hand side of the net. And it's 2-0 Page with 5:35 to go in the first. Draw one by Nolensville. Puck sent into the Page zone, but then immediately cleared out. Thomas Renegar at center. Oh, put it off the skate of Hudson Halter. Now here's Haley back in the Nolensville zone trying to pass across to Braden Owen, but Renegar gets in front of Owen and intercepts that pass and clears it. Puck at center, picked up by Page again. Here's Haley, right wing side of the Nolensville zone, tried to drive it back to Renegar. It was taken away. And the puck back in the Page end, but immediately cleared out again. Braden Owen back into the Nolensville zone. Down the slot, in front of shot, stopped. Rebound, oh! There's going to be a penalty against Nolensville, but Hudson Halters had the right-hand side of the net wide open. Kicked the puck to his stick and shot it past. It's a hooking call against Charlie Bonnert. So Page get the first power play of the game, up 2-0 with 4:50 to go in the first. Draws to Soundara's right. Won by Page, and Braden Owen with a soft shot that would have missed the net to Soundara's right, but he stops and covers just to be safe. And they'll drop it to his right again. They drop the puck, and I don't think the referee on the blue line liked the way that Jackson Malleus-Mayer was lined up on the hash mark, so they're going to kick him off the dot, and Heath Hudie will take it. And it's won by Page. Braden Owen passes across to the right point. Madden Chandler had to go off his stick, sends it down to the right circle. Hunter Haley moving in. A shot stopped by Soundara. Here's Aiden Garner backing up to the blue line, passing over to the near side boards. Braden Owen, a shot hit the shin, or inside the upper right thigh of Henry Cravens. Puck went out to center, brought back in by Garner, racing through defenders, goes into the right wing corner, puts it in front for Haley, and a point-blank save made by Soundara. Here's Halter's left point, passing it down the left wing to Owen. Passes below the goal line. Chandler comes out in front of backhander. Oh my goodness! Backhands it off the mask, the top of the mask of Soundara. Halter's at the blue line. Passing over to Chandler. Gets off a shot that misses the net to Soundara's right. Under a minute left in the power play for Page. Puck put in front. Oh, but it misses. Halter's coming down the slot. Goes all the way through center back into the Page zone. Nolens will change the line. Reeve Gable deflecting the puck back into the Nolensville zone, but it's given away, and Logan Campbell clears it out. Under 30 seconds left in the power play for Page. Puck dumped back into the Nolensville zone. It's behind the net. Page will make a couple of changes to the line as Nolensville clear the puck down ice. A stretch pass attempt to Spencer Kern, broken up by Jonah Ferguson, but Kern has the puck now inside the Page zone. And then he gives it away. Ferguson at center. Back into the Nolensville zone. Penalty time against Nolensville is up. They're back at even strength. Ferguson with a shot from inside the top of the right circle. Stopped by Soundara. Aiden Meyer trying to keep the puck alive. Gable does. Sends it into the right wing corner. Shot in the right point blocked. That was Elijah Selby. Now behind the net with it is Meyer. He's in the left wing corner. Backhands it behind the net to Bell. Put out in front. There's a shot. Stopped by Soundara. And the net became dislodged as he backed into it. That was Gable with a shot in the right circle. Play stop for a dislodged net. 2:20 to go in the first. Still 2-0 Page. Strawby to the left of Soundara. Won by Page and a shot from the right point. And Colin Breedlove stopped by Soundara. Puck cleared out to center. Nathan Baldwin with it for the Spartriots. Back in the Nolensville zone, and Landon Ellis almost poked it away from Ben Campbell. He would have been on a breakaway, but he'd been able to get it. Now Logan Campbell in the Page zone trying to go to the front of the net. Couldn't get off the shot. He lost possession of the puck. Puck pinned up against the inboards. It's behind the net. Logan Campbell trying to back in it out in front, intercepted by Page, trying to clear, and they do. It's out at center. Emmett Zakos chipping it back into the Page zone. Spencer Kern going after it at the inboards. Comes around to the far side. Passes across Annie Craven's right point. Her shot. Oh! Off the glove of Yanu Chile, or maybe it went off the glove of Yanu Chile and then across the front of the net. So it was on goal. Annie Craven's nearly scoring her first GNASH goal. Nolensville still with a puck. Here's a one-timer from Henry Craven to the left circle, turned away by Yanu Chile. We're inside the final minute of the first now. Craven's behind the net. Tries a backhand wraparound, stopped by Yanu Chile. And the whistle blown as the net became dislodged. Yanu Chile made the save, and then he fell backwards into the net and dislodged it as Cravens was going to try and bury the rebound. 46 seconds to go in the first, 2-0 Page. Strawby to the left of Yanu Chile. Page with it, and they clear off the stick of Hunter Haley into the Nolensville zone. It's a foot race. Soundara out to play it. He'll clear it to the near side boards. Carson Roganchik brings it out to center. Then he passes up the ice, and it's given away to Ryan Ellis. Hudson Halters inside his own zone. Under 30 seconds left of the period. Halters through center, back into the Nolensville zone. Shot in the slot, kicked away by Soundara with a right leg pad. And then an on-angle shot from Haley hit off the outside of the post to Soundara's right, and he backed into the net and dislodged it. And the officials trying to drop it back in place, and they do so. Drawby to the right of Soundara. Draw one by Nolensville. And the puck goes out to center, picked up by Haley. Drops it back up towards the Nolensville blue line, intercepted and sent the other way by Emmett Zakos. Cleared out of the Page zone. Banked back in, and that's it for the first. Well, Page dominated puck possession, and they were rewarded for it. Goals from Hunter Haley and Hudson Halters. And Page Summit lead Nolensville 2-0 at the end of one. I'll be back in a few seconds with the start of the second period, but if you are listening on the YouTube podcast, then just click the timestamp to jump ahead to the start of the second. Ready to start the second period of this one. Justin Yanuchili still in goal for Page. Bingston Soundara still in goal for Nolensville. For this second period, Page will carry the puck from my left to right and Nolensville from my right to left. Page with a puck off the draw to start the second. Aiden Garner on the far side. Firing it up the boards. Hunter Haley has to bring it out of the Page zone. Haley back into the Nolensville zone on the left wing side. Try to put it in front. Was intercepted and cleared away from the net. Now Nolensville with it. A 2-on-1 maybe. Oh! Aiden Garner jumping in front of Jackson Malleus Marin, sweeping the puck into his own zone. Now he taps it up the far boards. Oh, but for some reason, Haley, instead of just backhanding it up the boards and getting it out of the zone, passed it across the blue line and kept it in. So it's still in the zone. Here's Garner on the near side, flipping it ahead and out to center. And here's Haley catching up to it, getting off a shot in the bottom left circle, turned away by Soundara. Puck out at center. Garner. Now it's back in the Nolensville zone. Cleared out by the Knights. Garner. Garner through center. Back into the Nolensville zone. He had the puck poked away. Didn't know where it was. It was still below his skates. Was at his feet. Nolensville will take it back and send it back into the Page zone. Held in Logan Campbell. Cross corner dump in from the left point. But it's picked up and cleared out by Aiden Garner, and this might be an icing. Yes, it will. 12:23 left in the second. 2-0 Page. As that was the first whistle. And it is 2-1. Station Camp over Mount Juliet down in Bellevue. I'm sure that's in the second by now. Draws to the left of Yanuchili. Won by Nolensville, and a shot from Emmett Zakos right from the blue line off the right leg pad of Yanuchili. And a clearing attempt held in, and a one-timer in the left circle, and Spencer Curtin misses the net to the right of Yanuchili. Puck was held in by Hank Prosser. And Aiden Meyer will carry it to center. Meyer. Oh, making his way to the front of the Nolensville net, but he lost the puck, and Soundara able to clear it away. Puck brought back to center by Spencer Kern, back into the Nolensville, and his shot stopped. Rebound, oh! Two terrific saves on two rebound tries by Yanuchili. He made a save on Kern's follow-up, and then he left the right-hand side of the net wide open. I think it was Emmett Zakos who got off a shot. Yanuchili stuck out the right leg pad and made the save. Puck now in the Nolensville zone on the near side boards. Puck out at center, Ryan Ellis. Ahead to Reeve Gable with a no-look backhanded pass towards the Nolensville zone. It's in there. And Page with it. And the puck, Nolensville trying to get it out of the zone. They can't. It's still in there. And a shot from the right wing board stopped and covered up by Soundara. 10:44 to go in the second. 2-0 Page. Draw is going to be to Soundara's left. One by Page. Landon Ellis trying to move it on goal. Couldn't get the shot away. Puck cleared out by Nolensville. It's back in the Page end. Quickly cleared out by Aiden Garner. Now it's brought back into the Page end, and a shot from Carson Roganchik blocked in the back check by Elijah Selby. It's behind the net, Selby. Ooh, gets it around Ben Campbell, but nearly fumbled it in front of his own net. Tyler Bell taking it back the other way. Shot in the left wing off of Soundara into the netting above the glass. 10:01 to go in the second. Still 2-0 Page. Draw is going to be to Sandara's right. It's won by Nolensville. Trying to get it out of the zone, they do, but Jonah Ferguson has it right at the blue line and shoots it on goal from center. Stopped by Sandara. Andy Cravens with a rebound, but it comes out in front. A one-timer Bowen stopped, and the rebound score. Andy Cravens passed it out to the slot. It came to Braden Owen, who got off a one-timer. It was stopped by Sandara, but standing on the left-hand side of the net to punch in the rebound and make it 3-0 is Hunter Haley with his second goal of the game. 9:41 to go in the second. Now 3-0 Spartriots. Puck in the Page zone. Charlie Bonner was hooked. He had a man all over him as he was carrying it up the near boards out to the blue line. So who's going to be in the box? Ryan Ellis. So Ryan Ellis will be called for hooking. First power play of the game for Nolensville, trailing 3-0 with 9:19 to go in the second. Draw's going to be to Justin Yanuchili's right. Draw won by Page. Aiden Garner out to center. Tried to shoot it on goal. Soft shot on goal from just behind the blue line. It went off of Henry Cravens. Now here's Malleus Mayer. Charlie Bonnet, right wing side of the Page zone, going to the shot, score! Charlie Bonnet carrying it down the right circle, fires it into the back of the net. Nolensville quickly convert the power play. They're on the board. It's 3-1 Page with 9:02 to go in the second. Garner, instead of just dumping the puck in the zone, tried to shoot it on goal, and it hit Cravens. And that's what started that goal off. Puck is at the inboards of the Nolensville zone. Passed up to the left point, Elijah Selby. Selby tried to take a shot. It was blocked. Comes to Aiden Garner on the right wing side. Now Nolensville trying to get the puck out of the zone from the near side. And they have it. It's out on the far side at center. Logan Campbell's cross-ice pass intercepted Elijah Selby. Now it ends up back in the Page zone. Selby gets to it and clears. That's going to end up in the Page zone again. Logan Campbell with it. Drops it back to the right circle. Spencer Kern, his shot blocked by Selby. Puck cleared out by Aiden Meyer. And we're going to get a whistle and a penalty against who? It's going to be Kern. A slash against Spencer Kern. So Page returned to the power play up 3-1 with exactly 8 minutes to go in the second. Draw is going to be to the left of Sandara. And Page win it, try and keep it in the zone. Nolensville intercept and clear. Now it's back in the Page end. Here's Braden Owen. Passing it off the far boards at center, picked up by Hunter Haley. Left wing side of the Nolensville zone. Drops it back to Halters. Is it taken away and cleared down ice? Yanu Chile out of his net to play it. He'll push it ahead to Ferguson, who carries around the back of the net. Passes across to Owen. Owen to center. Owen back to Halters, off his stick. And into the Nolensville zone, and Soundara slides out of the net to stop it and cover it up. Slides out of the crease to stop it and cover it up. 68 seconds left in the power play. 7:08 to go in the second. Still 3-1. Page. Draws to the right of Soundara. Page win the draw, get off a shot that Soundara has to stop. Cleared down ice by Nolensville. Yanu Chile leaves it for Aiden Garner. Under a minute left in the power play for the Spartriots. Here's Garner through center. Back into the Nolensville zone. Going to the front of the net, a backhander. Score! Justin Yanu Chile just got himself an assist. Garner races through center into the Nolensville zone. Weaves through defenders, goes across the front of the net and backhands it in. Power play goal for Page Summit, and they're up 4-1 with 6:49 to go in the second. And this is the Page team that we've been expecting to see. This is the Page team. These guys are full of talent, and they're playing like it against a big-time opponent. They are playing like it. Puck back in the Nolensville zone. It's behind the net. I wonder if Page go up by a big enough margin, will they pull Soundara on senior night? Puck comes his way from the left wing boards. He covers. Would they dare, if they went down big enough, would they dare pull Bingston Soundara on senior night? I can't imagine it. Draw me to his right. Won by Page. And a shot from the left point. Ryan Ellis misses the net to Soundara's right. Here's Jonah Ferguson at center. Back into the Nolensville zone on the right wing. Puts it in front, and a shot from Camden Mullen blocked. Big block, huge block. Now Spencer Kern has to stop at the Page blue line because Logan Campbell and Carson Roganchik were offside. Puck carried back into the Page zone on the right wing side and backhanded out by Liam Garner. Now Spencer Kern from center, back into the Page zone. Moving down the right wing. Puts it in front, and it's whiffed on by Logan Campbell. Backhanded out to center by Liam Garner. Now here's Camden Mullen back in the Nolensville zone. Up. Double teamed and fell over trying to go to the slot. Here's Logan Campbell. Back into the Page zone on the right wing side. Rounded defender, in front of shot, stopped by Yanu Chile. And the rebound brought out to center by Hunter Haley. Pass to Ed Braden Owen, left wing side of the Nolensville zone. Into the front of the net. Stopped by Soundara. Laid out, put out the glove. And that's what it went off of. And then he stops another shot. This one from Haley from right in front, looking for his hat trick. Now Spencer Kern back in the Page zone. Double teamed and knocked off the puck. Breedlove and Halters knocking him off. Here's Judah Campbell with a shot in the slot that's blocked, and Halters will bring it out to center. Backhanded up the near side to Owen. Owen, right wing side. The Nolensville zone drops it back. Here's Haley in the right circle. Passing across to the left point. Halters a shot. Stopped by Soundara. Now it's out at center. Now, puck still in the Nolensville zone, taken by the Knights. And it comes to the right where Soundara decides to cover. 3:40 to go in the second, 4-1, Page Summit. It's now 4-3 Mount Juliet over Station Camp. Could they be the team to break the Bison's perfect season? They're leading in shots on goal 19-10. Wow. Wow. Could Mount Juliet be the team to break the perfect season? Shot on goal from center by Nolensville. Bounces on goal off the glove of Yanuchili. Now Charlie Bonnet with a puck in the Page zone. Puts it out in front. Oh, but it went off the stick of Heath Hudi and comes to Aiden Garner. Garner through center. Whiffs on a pass attempt. Taken back by Bonnet. Brought back into the Page zone. Passed over to Malleus Mayer, and his one-timer from the slot is turned away by Yanuchili. Puck cleared out by Garner. And Nolensville player fell over at center on the far side with a puck. That was Hudi. Nolensville trying to pass it ahead. Knocked away from Jackson Malleus Mayer at the Page blue line, and Charlie Bonner almost carried the puck into the zone offside with Malleus Mayer about halfway down the zone, but he heard the referee yelling off. Now here's Aiden Meyer, left wing side of the Nolensville zone. Drops it back. Tried to drop it back. Matt Chandler in the slot. His shot turned away by Soundara. Now here's Logan Campbell dropping it back to Bonner in the Page zone. Bonner in front. Oh! Loses the puck. Gives it right to Aiden Garner. Garner back into the Nolensville zone. Gives it away, but then it comes back to him, and he intercepts it inside the zone. Intercepts a clearing attempt from Logan Campbell. Now it's put out in front. Here's Chandler. Out in front for Conley Meeks. Couldn't get his stick on it. Puck out at center. Page with it. Ryan Ellis passing it up the near side, but right under the stick of Thomas Renegar. Passes it to Spencer Kern at the Page blue line. Kern, right circle, shot over the net. Logan Campbell, left wing corner. Now the puck's behind the net. Oh, Ryan Ellis falls over behind his own net. Puck out on the far side, and it slides out to center, picked up by Conley Meeks. Meeks. Oh, and Tyler Bell was ahead of Meeks. And he crossed the blue line before Meeks brought the puck in and spoiled a 2-on-2. Stops the clock with exactly a minute left in the second. 4-1 Page. Draw is going to be on the dot across from the Page bench in front of the bleachers. Won by Page and dumped into the Nolensville zone. Puck's behind the net. Now it's passed ahead to Ben Campbell, or Judah Campbell, inside the Page zone, but taken away and cleared out by Tyler Bell. Picked up at center by Jonah Ferguson. Ferguson back into the Nolensville zone on the right wing side. Round the back of the net. Puts it out in front, but intercepted under 30 seconds left of the period. Nolensville clear it out, but give it right back to Conley Meeks. Meeks, left wing side of the Nolensville zone. Passes across, nobody in a Navy sweater there. Nolensville with the puck trying to clear it out, but it's taken away. Hudson Halters with a shot. Missed the net. They're saying that Soundara got a piece of it, and as it went over, and a big hit on the far boards by Halters is going to see him sent to the box to bring the second to an end. A roughing call. Big hit on Hank Prosser. So Nolensville back to the power play, down 4-1 with 4.7 seconds to go in the second. Draws to the right of Justin Yanuchili. And one by Nolensville. Puck ends up in the right wing corner. Charlie Bonner with it. That's going to be it for the second. Page with 2 more goals here in the second. Second for Hunter Haley and Aiden Garner getting on the score sheet while Nolensville got on the board from Charlie Bonner. And now Page Summit lead Nolensville 4-1 at the end of 2. I'll be back in a few seconds with the third period, but if you're listening on the YouTube podcast, click that timestamp to jump ahead to the third. Ready to start the third and final period of this one. Bingston Soundara still in goal for Nolensville. Justin Yanuchili still in goal for Page for this third and final period. Nolensville will carry the puck my left to right, Page from my right to left. Nolensville starting this third and final period with 1:55 of power play time carrying over. Draw to start the third, one by Nolensville. Here's Spencer Kern, left wing side of the Page zone. Passing across to the right point, Henry Cravens passes down the right wing. Back up top to Cravens. Cravens passes to the right circle and Kern. Kern a shot, gloved and held on to by Yanuchili. Draw be to Yanuchili's left. Won by Page and cleared out of the zone. Henry Cravens with it at center. Brings it back into the Page end. Passes over to the far side. Here's Charlie Bonnert passing it down the left wing to Logan Campbell. Trying to go back across. Campbell moving down towards the left wing corner. It's the puck taken away. Page tried to clear it out. Held into the left point by Cravens. Passes back down the left wing to Campbell. Pass in front to Charlie Bonnert trying to stub it in. I think the puck got away from him. Page trying to clear it, hits Cravens and stays in the zone under a minute left in the power play for Nolensville. Shot from Jackson Malleus-Mayer at the left point. Off is sticking over the net. Stays in play. Page with a puck and they'll clear it out. Soundara will leave it at the inboards of the Nolensville zone for Cravens. Here's Spencer Kern back into the Page zone. Drops it back for Malleus-Mayer. Goes across to the left point and Cravens. Under 30 seconds left of the power play. Cravens with a slap shot. Stopped by Yanuchili. He's got it. Got it in the glove. 24 seconds left of the power play. 12:29 to go in the game. Still 4-1 Page. It's still 4-3 Mount Juliet over Station Camp down in Bellevue. Draw to the left of Yanuchili. Won by Nolensville and a shot from Henry Cravens at the right point turned away. Nolensville still with the puck brought in for the front of the net. Bonner tried to stub it in. Stopped by Yanuchili. Rebound comes out to Cravens, but Yanuchili had fallen over the crease and dislodged the net. So just 7 seconds left of the man advantage for the Knights. Draw to the right of Yanuchili. Won by Nolensville. Here's Cravens from the left point. Shot blocked. Kept it in the zone. Penalty time against Page is up. They're back at even strength. Spencer Kern with the puck now on the near side, carrying it out towards the blue line. Passes down the left wing. Puck is behind the net. And here's Jonah Ferguson trying to clear it out from behind his own net. Kern pushing him into the boards. Now a big battle for the puck in the right wing corner. It comes to Judah Campbell in the slot. All alone in the slot, and his one-timer is stopped and held onto by Yanu Chile. 11:29 to go in the game. Still 4-1 Page. Draw by Yanu Chile's left again. Page win the draw and get it out of the zone. It ends up back in the zone. Luke Doble in the left circle. Has to go below the goal line, try to put it out in front. Here's Hank Prosser. Puck sliding up the near side boards. Prosser gets back to it, past the slot, and a one-timer. Stopped and covered up by Yanu Chile. That was from Judah Campbell. Draws Deanna Chile's left once again. Puck is behind the net, comes around to the far side. Braden Owen falls over, clears it out to center, shot right back in by Emmett Zakos, but a few of his teammates had to get back on side. Now the puck in the Page zone once again. Coming down to the right wing corner, Aiden Garner with it. Banking it off the near boards, trying to get it out. And it did just go over the blue line and was brought back in offside by Thomas Renegar. 10:24 to go, still 4-1 Page. Draw is on the dot in front of the Page bench. One by Page, sent up the ice in the Nolensville zone, sent back the other way. Here's Charlie Bonnert inside the Page end. And they tried to put it out in front, intercepted and carried out to center by Hunter Haley. Haley racing past Emmett Zakos into the Nolensville zone on the right wing side. Stops and passes off to the slot. Braden Owen shot blocked by Thomas Renegar on the back check. Now here's Hudson Halters in the left circle, banking it off the boards to Nathan Baldwin, whose one-timer from the left point is blocked. Puck behind the net. Owen tries to come out in front and shoot it. Bonnert tied up his stick. Puck out at center. Baldwin with it. Gives it away to Malleus Miro. Couldn't find it in his skates, so it's picked up by Hudson Halters, and it's a good thing that Malleus Miro couldn't find it. He might have been off to the races on a breakaway. Oh, and now a giveaway to Charlie Bonnert inside the Page zone, but coming in to poke the puck away right as he went to shoot was Halters. Now here's Halters back the other way into the Nolensville zone. In the slot, a shot stopped by Soundara. Rebound cleared away from the crease. Here's Bonnert. Puck brought back into the Page zone. Now Madden Chandler back into the Page zone. Got four guys on him. Having to wait. Dumps it into the left wing corner for Reeve Gable to fetch. Put out in front for Aiden Meyer. Had to go around the back of the net. Couldn't get off the shot up. And we're going to have a penalty against Nolensville, it looks like. As Ben Campbell touches up the puck in front. And hooking is the call against Logan Campbell. So Page back to the power play, up 4-1 with 8:44 to go in the third. Draw is to the left of Soundara. It's won by Page. Aiden Garner, top of the left circle. Taking a shot, actually sending it to the front of the net. Meyer trying to get a redirect. It went off of Soundara. Here's Garner at the left point. Passing out to the blue line, Madden Chandler. Passing down the left wing to Garner, moving towards the front of the net, then stops at the bottom of the left circle. Spins around, passes off to Meyer. Now Meyer catches up to the puck on the near boards, passes down the left wing to Garner. Garner passing across to the right circle, and a shot stopped by Soundara. Oh, rolled up his stick and handle, landed into the crease, had to be cleared out. Now here's Garner taking a shot, stopped and held onto by Soundara. Garner shooting from the left circle. 78 seconds left in the power play, 8:02 to go in the game, still 4-1 Page. It's now 5-3 Mount Juliet over Station Camp. Looks like the Bison's perfect start is about to come to an end. Draws to the right of Soundara. Puck out at center, brought back into the Nolensville zone. Madden Chandler on the right wing boards. Passes out to the blue line, Aiden Garner. Back over to Chandler, right circle. Now back to Garner at the left point, under a minute left in the power play for Page. Madden Chandler behind the net, hands it off to Meyer, passes up to the blue line, Aiden Garner. Garner down to Meyer off his skate, Meyer in the slot. Has to carry it over to the far boards, hands it off to Garner. His shot off a stick through the air, lands at the boards, so it stays in play. 30 seconds left in the power play for Page. Puck out at center, and Charlie Bonnert has it taken away. Now it's brought back into the Nolensville zone. Hudson Halters a shot off of him at Zakos on the back check and out of play. 14 seconds left in the power play, 6:59 to go in the game, still 4-1 Page. Draws to the right of Soundara. Won by Page. Here's Ryan Ellis carrying it down the left wing. Gets off a shot in the top of the left circle, stopped and covered up by Soundara. Draw to the right of Soundara again. Puck was out at center. Long range shot from the Page blue line by Jonah Ferguson. Stayed in the ice. Kind of a laser. It had to be stopped by Soundara. He kind of had to do it in an awkward position. Penalty time against Nolensville is up. They're back at even strength, by the way. Braden Owen carried the puck back into the Nolensville zone, but then quickly coughed it. It got away from him and slid out. Here's Owen again. Oh, gets knocked down right at the Nolensville blue line by Spencer Kern. And we get a whistle. Another hooking call. And this one is against Carson Raganchik. So Page go right back to the power play, up 4-1 with 6:05 to go. Draw to the right of Soundara, won by Nolensville. They try and clear, but held in right at the blue line by Aiden Garner, who goes to the high slot and fires off a shot that's gloved and held onto by Soundara. Draw be to Kern's right again. Soundara's right again. Kern is on the ice, but he's not in goal. He has the puck as Nolensville won the draw. Kern fires it through the air out to center. Aiden Garner with it. Passes back up the far side. Aiden Meyer inside the Nolensville zone. Halters Now Meyer passes it off to Madden Chandler. Chandler going to the front of the net. His shot stopped at the left-hand side of it by Soundara. And now a giveaway. Chandler halters, high slot, shot. It was slowed up by Spencer Kern putting the stick down and getting a deflection. Gloved and held on to by Soundara. 79 seconds to go in the power play. 5:24 to go in the game. Still 4-1 Page. Draws to the right of Soundara. And the puck cleared down ice by Henry Cravens. Off the draw. Minute left in the power play for Page. Now here's Aiden Garner racing back into the Nolensville zone. Shot in the top of the right circle. Gloved and held on to by Soundara. .49 seconds to go in the power play. 4:55 to go in the game. Still 4-1 Page. Draws to the left of Soundara. One by Page and a shot from Tyler Bell blocked. Elijah Selby, top of the left circle, fires it around the kick plate to the right wing corner. Oh, and then Bell couldn't keep it on his stick as it came back to him behind the net. Now Jackson Malleus-Mayer out at center. Malleus-Mayer back into the Page zone with a shot off of Yanu Chile, and trying to stretch out and get to the rebound was Henry Cravens, and he whiffed on it. 20 seconds left in the power play for Page. Now here's Elijah Selby. Oh, back into the Nolensville zone, but he fumbles the puck. Landon Ellis now. Puck out in front. Penalty time against Nolensville's up. They're back at even strength. Puck still in the night zone. Passed ahead to Spencer Kern at the Page blue line. Hands off Charlie Bonner, a shot. Score! There's a line drive stretch pass out to the Page blue line. Kern settled it down, brought the puck in, passed across to Bonner. Carried it down the right wing, fires it off the glove of Yanu Chile and in. He's got both of Nolensville's goals, and it's 4-2 Page Summit with 3:47 to go. Page win the draw and end up icing it. So it's only 4-2. Still just over 3.5 minutes to go. Nolensville can complete the comeback here. That would not be a very good loss for Page. Draw to the right of Yanu Chile. They dominated puck position in that first period, but Nolensville kind of been the better team here in the third. Page cleared the puck out of the zone into the Nolensville end. Went off the stick of Thomas Renegar right at the Nolensville blue line, so no icing at all. Here is Logan Campbell back into the Page zone. Double teamed, and as the puck knocked away on the back check. Madden Chandler, left wing side of the Nolensville zone. Backhands it across. Reeve Gable going to have to fetch it. Passes up to the right point, and a shot from Jonah Ferguson off of Soundara into the netting above the glass. 2:51 to go, still 4-2 Page. Draw is going to be to the left of Soundara. Draw one by Nolensville, sent out to center. Page with it inside their own zone. And trying to send it down the near side was Ryan Ellis, and it hit the stick of either Hunter Haley or Henry Cravens and went out of play into the Page bench. They're going to drop the puck on the dot in front of that bench. Big battle for the puck at the bench boards. Henry Cravens with it, went off of Braden Owen, and Owen tried to go into the Nolensville zone, and Cravens tripped him. He didn't have a choice. Otherwise, Owen would have been on that puck going to the front of the net all alone. So Page returned to the power play up 4-2 with 2:23 to go. And the faceoff is in the Nolensville zone, so they can't pull Soundara. Draws to Soundara's right, won by Page. Here's Hunter Haley. Trying to pass down the left wing, intercepted by Ben Campbell. Tried to clear, held in by Haley. Puck coming to the front of the net, and it's covered up by Soundara. Draws to the right of Soundara. Won by Nolensville. They tried to clear, but Jackson Matthews Spear tried to send it out to center, went off of Ryan Ellis, stayed in the zone, and a shot from Hudson Halters in the left circle off the mask of Soundara. Puck behind the net, Halters. Now it's sliding into the left wing corner. Ben Campbell falls over, Owen passing to the slot, and Halters off his stick. Now the puck over on the far boards. Owen puts it out in front, but it's knocked away, and out at center with it is Jackson Matthews Berry. He's on a breakaway into the Page zone, but a Page defender came in from behind and kept him from getting the shot off. It was Ferguson. Jonah Ferguson came in from behind and put the stick down and stopped him from getting off the shot. Under a minute left of the power play for Page at the other end. A shot stopped by Soundara from Halters. Now Kern. Puck out at center. Ends up back in the Nolensville zone. We're in the final minute of the game. And now there are 30 seconds left in the Page power play. And Hudson Halters with a big hit on Emmett Zakos. Here's Owen. Passing to the high slot. Hunter Haley. Now Owen. To Halters. Soft one-timer, stopped and covered up by Soundara. 10 seconds left in the power play. 33.4 seconds to go in the game. Still 4-2 Page Summit. And it is official from Bellevue. Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian's perfect start to the season is over. They lose 5-3 to Mount Juliet. 7-1-0. Draw to the right of Soundara. Won by Page, and Chandler shoots it past the net under 30 seconds to go in the game. And a shot from the right wing boards, gloved and held onto by Soundara. Now that result means that Brentwood and Mount Juliet are still alive in the GNASH Cup race, but both they and Rutherford will be knocked out if Ravenwood can beat Indy. So that saved those two for the moment. Draw to the left of Soundara, won by Page. Penalty, Nolensville is up, they're back at even strength. Emmett Zakos passing the puck up the near side to Logan Campbell. Campbell's pass to center, intercepted by Elijah Selby. And now here's Spencer Kern back into the Page zone. Tried to pass it over to Logan Campbell, couldn't get his stick on it, and that is it. Page Summit have won 5 in a row, and this is their biggest win of the season by far, beating 1/3 of the defending Predators Cup champions. And doing it pretty dominantly for the most part. 4-2 the final over Nolensville. What a win for Page Summit. Let me just get these finals out here. Now let me just get out the page Nolensville final in the text alert system. All right. So the goal scorers in this one. Both of Nolensville's goals were scored by Charlie Bonnert. For Page Summit, 2 goals from Hunter Haley and the others from Aiden Garner and Hudson Halters. And Haley's, I think, was the game winner. Yeah, it was the game winner. Turned out to be the game winner, yes. So Hunter Haley will be our player of the game with 2 goals, including the game winner. As Page Summit win this one 4-2. And so with these 3 games in the books, let's look at these standings. Ravenwood leading at 7-0-1. Station Camp, Liberty Creek, Nashville Christian now 7-1-0. And now Page Summit are a point behind them at 6-2-1. Franklin 5-2-1. Father Ryan 5-3-0. MBA 4-2-2. Nolensville 4-3-2. Hendersonville Beach Lawson 4-3-1. Ensworth Lipscomb CPA after the win tonight. The 6-0 win over Brentwood BAUSN tonight. Now 3-3-1. Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon now 3-7-0. They are they're 3 points out of 8th place after the win tonight. The Clarksville Kings 3-5-0. Independent Centennial 2-4-2. The Outlaws 2-5-1. JP2 MLK GCS 1-4-2. The Rutherford Rampage 1-6-1. Brentwood BAUSN now 0-7-1. So again, the final scores so far: Ensworth Lipscomb CPA beating Brentwood BAUSN 6-0. Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon beating Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian 5-3. And just now, Page Summit beating Nolensville 4-2. So Ravenwood and Indy Centennial, that game's just started over on Rink B. Again, if Ravenwood win that game, Brentwood, Mount Juliet, and Rutherford are all out of the GNASH Cup race. By the way, if Station Camp had won tonight and then beaten Father Ryan on Wednesday, the Outlaws would have been on the chopping block if they lost to Hendersonville in the game after that. Now the Outlaws are going to survive in the GNASH Cup race for at least another week. Although if JP2 lose tonight to NBA and then lose on Friday to Brentwood, they'd get knocked out. But it's probably going to be just those 3 getting knocked out tonight. 2-8-15 start still to come. Here on Rink A at Centennial, the Rampage against Franklin. Down on the Bellevue Chris Spring, UMLK GCS taking on NBA. Wednesday night here on Rink A at Centennial. 7:10. Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian taking on Father Ryan. And then at 8:40, the Outlaws taking on Hendersonville. We'll have both those games for you. Pregame at 7:05 for a 7:10 face-off between Station Camp and Father Ryan. And then at 8:35 pregame for an 8:40 face-off between the Outlaws and Hendersonville. And then for the first time this season, we've got games on Friday. 2 5 p.m. starts down in the Chris Spring and Bellevue. JB2 taking on Brentwood. First time we're playing a game in Antioch this season on the North Rink. Ensworth taking on Rutherford. And then at 6:45 on the Terry Chris Spring and Bellevue, that Father Ryan Clarksville game that was supposed to have been played last Monday but got rescheduled to this week. So, again, we'll be back on Wednesday night with that doubleheader here at Centennial. Before we go, need to give some on-air shout-outs to some Nolensville folk. First off, Victor Bonnert. He recently bought a Buy Me a Coffee membership. He's Charlie Bonner's dad. His boy scored twice tonight. Henry Cravens, parents, Tom and Marcia Cravens, Henry and Annie's parents. Annie nearly scored a goal. She took a shot that very nearly beat Yanu Chile. He didn't know where it was going. And Bing and Lisa Soundara, Bingston's parents, I know it was a tough night for him in goal, but he's still maybe the best GNASH goaltender of all time. So hey, he's got that going for him. They purchased the package of perks, our Buy Me a Coffee membership that entitles them to a listing in our almost daily GNASH newsletter. This on-air shout-out that I'm giving them for all Nolensville games that I cover, and they're getting this Nolensville game as a downloadable MP3 and all other Nolensville games that I cover. If you would like to purchase this package or the package that only gives you a listing in the newsletter, you can go to buymeacoffee.com, buymeacoffee.com/Mid10 Sportsnet, MIDTN SPORTSNET. And we have two packages. Like I said, this package of perks, it started out as $100, but after the halfway point of the season, I took 20% off the price, so it's now $80 a year. It's still $10 a month. And then there's the other package where you get just your name listed in the newsletter. I dropped that to $40 a year, but it's still $5 a month. Again, buymeacoffee.com/Mid10 Sportsnet, buymeacoffee.com/MIDTN SPORTSNET. And then scroll down to become a member, and you can buy either one of those packages. Or memberships, I should say. So thank you to Victor Bonnert, Tom and Marsha Cravens, and Bing and Lisa Soundara for purchasing that package. And that's it. That's our only broadcast this evening. Again, the final score, Page Summit 4, Nolensville 2. I'm Michael Hackney. Thank you all so much for listening. Good night, and we'll talk to you right back here at Centennial A again on Wednesday for the doubleheader. Good night from the west end of Nashville.